What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. All right, guys, today I'm really excited to show you guys the brand new Air Jordan silhouette from the signature Air Jordan line. We see a lot of different iterations of different Air Jordans, but when we get a new signature, it's something really special, and it starts with the box. Now, of course, we're talking today about the Air Jordan 35, and the first thing that you're going to notice in this very interesting box is the 35 in Roman numerals. So as you can see, you have the 3 X's here that represent 30, and then the V cut out in the red for 5. I love that touch, and even though it's such a simple touch, I love it. Now, the wild part about this box here is that when you open it up, it actually expands. I already took the shoes out so they wouldn't fall out. It expands into 2 parts here. So what you end up having is a box that actually folds completely down like this, and that is the first time I've ever seen a shoebox open like this before. Ever. I really don't understand how you guys use the drop front boxes. I mean, I guess I understand from an organizational perspective, but are you guys keeping your boxes? Sound off down below and let me know if you guys are actually keeping all your boxes, because these companies are doing a really good job with their packaging, and the Air Jordan 35 packaging is no exception. Let's get into the shoe. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 35 Center of Gravity. When I first saw images of this shoe, I'm not gonna lie, the first thing that came into my head was, wow, I didn't know that Jordan brand was making Shacknosis now, but here we are. But of course, the more that I learned about this sneaker and the more that I learned about the technology, the new technology, we'll talk a little bit about that as we look at the sneaker as well. I started liking this sneaker more and more and more. I was already a fan of the Air Jordan 34. I thought that they had been doing a really good job with the silhouette, and the 33 Air Jordan to the 34 Air Jordan, it felt like they were worlds apart. I think that they were starting to try to get somewhere with the 33. The 33, in my opinion, just really fell flat. They couldn't even slap Travis Scott's name on a 33 and sell it. It just didn't work out at all. So with the 34, I can tell that they really revamped some things. And with the 35 now, I can tell that they are taking that another step up. They're taking it up another notch. And honestly, I think they did a fantastic job. This colorway, even as crazy and wild as it is, I still like it. It's not my favorite colorway of the 35s. I think my favorites that are probably coming out are either the Fragments or maybe those Warriors, the red and black that are coming out soon. Maybe even the Fire Red colorway with the white in there, but I don't know, I'm just a traditionalist like that. I like the white, red, and black color scheme. But this one is nice. I'm not gonna lie. This one has got a lot of color to it, got a lot of pop to it. Let's take a little deeper look. All right, guys. Now, the Jordan 35 has a lot of new technology in it. It has some really interesting things, but of course, pays homage to its predecessor, the Air Jordan 5. As you guys may or may not know, 2020 is the 30-year anniversary of the debut of the Air Jordan 5, and so the Jordan 35 pays a lot of homage to the Air Jordan 5. And that starts here with the back of the sneaker. You guys notice they put these molded ankle pads here around the back, moving around to the heel as well. It looks just like an Air Jordan 5. Now, they also went ahead and threw in that little futuristic looking 23 on the lateral side on the heel there as well. Again, to me, that also pays a little bit of homage to the Air Jordan 5 as well. Now, let's talk about the materials real quick. Now, like I mentioned, up here on the ankle, you have this really nice, very sturdy mesh material. It's really, really sturdy, doesn't move around too much. This sneaker is designed to keep your foot very, very locked in. But it mixes that functionality with a lot of really nice materials. I don't remember a time I saw materials on a really big performance sneaker that were this nice. Look at the suede and the nubuck that's all over this shoe. It's very, very well done. Some people have said that it's synthetic suede. Some people have said it's real suede. I could care less. It's soft. It feels really nice. So you have the gray suede here that goes from the back panel of the sneaker all the way around the heel. And you also have that gray suede that starts in the middle of this quarter panel here and goes all the way down through the mud guards, down into the toe box. Now, in between those suede panels here, you have this plastic iridescent panel here. It's really, really nice. Has a little black Jumpman on there, but it's pliable. It's very flexible. It's nice. Now, moving down from there, obviously the big draw to this sneaker is this unique flight wire system. Now, the interesting thing about this flight wire system is that it says that the designers took inspiration for this new system from bridges, from cabling wires from bridges. So let's talk a little bit about the inspiration behind this flight wire system. So it says that it was made from cabling systems. Now, there are actually 2 different kinds of bridges. There are cabling bridges and suspension bridges. I think that they drew inspiration from suspension bridges primarily because even though suspension bridges still use cables to suspend bridges above the ground, the weight or the force of that bridge is actually equally distributed between the front and the back of the bridge. Very similar to how this sneaker distributes energy between the back and the front of the shoe. So I believe that that really was the inspiration behind the way that they did this. And it's really, really dope. Speaking of which, you guys can't see it in particular, but of course, course, in this one, as opposed to the Air Jordan 34, where you just had one zoom pod in the front of the foot, now you have a zoom air pod in the front of the foot and in the rear of the foot. So you're gonna get a lot more responsiveness in those two zoom units inside of this sneaker. Really, really great job on the Jordan brand team designing that. Now, not only have they done that, but the other really big draw here is the Eclipse Plate 2.0. Now, what exactly is this Eclipse Plate? Let's break that down. Now, simply stated, the Eclipse Plate was pretty revolutionary, but it is designed for a lot more stability and lateral movement in the sneaker. Now, here's the deal. That lateral stability that you get with this sneaker, in addition to this new flight wire cabling system here, means, like I said previously, your foot is going to be super, super locked in on this sneaker. They did a great job. Now, the Air Jordan 34, the Eclipse Plate was smaller, and it gave you some of that stability. And again, I think that it was a good idea that they had, but they really expounded on that idea by making the new Eclipse Plate, it looks almost twice as big. They really did a good job of really expanding that distance between the two zoom units within the sneaker here, really, really balancing that. And again, center of gravity is kind of the term and the colorway for this entire sneaker. We'll talk about center of gravity and why that's so important to this design. But simply put, the Eclipse Plate allows for that center of gravity. It allows for a lot more balance while you're moving and shaking on the court or off the court even, because a lot of people are going to be wearing these as a lifestyle sneaker, myself included. Now, the even more dope part about the Eclipse Plate is that you can actually see the zoom air units in the back and the front of the sneaker here. So my apologies. I said that you guys couldn't really see it, which you can't really see it looking at the lateral side of the sneaker. But if you look inside of where the Eclipse Plate is here, you can actually see those air units really, really well pronounced right in there. Now, the Eclipse Plate itself is very revolutionary because it's kind of hard to the touch, but it has a little bit of softness, but it's very pliable. What exactly is it? Well, the Eclipse Plate is made out of polyether block amide, or PEBA, and the generic term for it is PBAX, PEBAX. Now, scientifically, it's a block copolymer obtained by polycondensation of a carboxylic acid. What in the world does that mean, Kari? Well, I'm not quite sure, but I'll tell you as much as I know. Basically, it's just an elastomer, guys. It's like plastic, but really soft, pliable plastic. It's not super, super hard, but it is hard enough to provide a lot of stability while being pliable enough to be able to move around with the shoe as well. It's pretty revolutionary actually in this type of application, but it is not the first time that it's been used in sporting equipment, sneakers, things of that nature. Normally PBAX or PEBA, whatever you want to call it, is used in higher end shoes, higher end equipment, but you also get this in the Air Jordan 35. And so honestly, with the technology in this sneaker, it makes it one of the best of its time. Now, taking a top down look at the sneaker here, you get that same kind of design that kind of looks like cabling, kind of that cabling system that you got on the lateral and medial side. You get that going all the way down the tongue of the shoe and going down into the toe box of the shoe as well. Now, the tongue of the shoe, of course, you can tell by the shape, pays a lot of homage to the Air Jordan 5 as well. It's much thinner than the Air Jordan 5, but still it's that classic shape. But to me, this shoe looks so futuristic as well. You kind of have this plastic, I don't really know if this is even plastic. This is a weird material here, the Jumpman, the red Jumpman in the middle of the tongue here, but you can see it has kind of these ridges in here, almost like it's glitching, like you're looking at it on a television screen. It's really dope. Infrared 23 right on the top of the toe box here with the lime green stitching, the lime green eyelets with that little bit of black right there on the eyelets as well, outlined in this flash crimson color. This shoe pops any way that you look at it, and I actually like it. Now, of course, this would not be a signature Air Jordan unless it told another story about Michael Jordan, so let's get into that as well. Now, first things first, on the back of the tongue here, you're going to notice this lime green, this Volt green, 84 to 03. 84, of course, being the year that Michael Jordan entered the league, 2003 being the year that he exited the league for the last time. But on the back of the tongue here, you're actually going to see this embossed 30-6-5 here. Those are actually Michael Jordan's career averages: 30 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. It's actually 30.1, 6.2, and 5.3, but just for the sake of rounding down, it is what it is. Another little Easter egg on the lateral side of the sneaker in the Eclipse Plate is this braille here. This braille actually translates to 1990 to 2020. That, of course, being the year that the Air Jordan 5 debuted and the 30-year anniversary of the same. This sneaker does an incredible job of paying homage to the past while also ushering in the future. That's really been what's on the forefront of Air Jordan's mind these days with a lot of the sneakers that they've been coming out with. Remember, we talked about the Fujiwara Fragment collection, the Fragment 3s, the Fragment 35s, and the Fragment Air Cadence, and how each one of those sneakers ushered in the future while paying homage to the past as well. So Jordan Brand has been really, really big on making sure that they protect the legacy of the history of Michael Jordan and the Jordan Brand, while also keeping up with the times about what's coming into the future as well. They're doing a good job of it too. Now, the back of the shoe, covered up in foam when you first receive it, is this little tag on the back. Now, each one of these tags is going to have something really dope with it, but I believe I read in an interview that the Nike Air is not going to be messed with. They're just going to do different iterations of it. On this tag here, you get that pop of bolt green Nike Air on one side, and then you get the Jumpman on the other side as well with that blue stitching. So it's a really, really nice touch. Looks like a wing. On the outsole of the sneaker here, you get this flash crimson outsole here with that indication of the zoom units on both the front and the heel of the sneaker. You also get blue lace tips on the laces here. No more laces than that, but I do like the touch of the laces with the blue lace tips. That's really dope. And I'm not sure if you guys can see the insole here, but it actually has the Jumpman on the heel. It has this lighter blue color, and it looks like a lot of that cabling that's all over the sneaker as well. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the Air Jordan 35. Again, I like the shoe. I think that it looks nice. I like the silhouette. And again, I'm not even a big hooper like that, but I do like the shoe for its aesthetic and its lifestyle personality. I think they did a really good job of blending those two worlds together. This is definitely a sneaker that you can wear to school. You can wear it on campus. Nobody's going to say anything to you crazy, but then you can also take this exact same sneaker right to the court and do what you got to do. If you're playing outside, don't expect for the sneaker to last for long, because a lot of people have been saying the herringbone traction is nice for the grip, but it's not going to last you very long if you're playing in harsh conditions. I'm gonna tell you guys like this. I like the shoe, I like the silhouette, I like the story, I like the history, I like the details. The color, it's okay. I do like the color, don't get me wrong. I like how much the colors pop, but normally I don't wear sneakers that are this colorful. I just feel like they're kind of hard to match up with something. I feel like you got to kind of mute down the rest of your outfit to wear something that really pops with this sneaker here. So that being said, I am looking forward to some of the other colorways a lot more. And as I get more of those colorways, we'll take a look at those as well, kind of do a comparison between those and these to see which ones we like better. But there's so many different ways that they can go with this sneaker. They can change all the colors inside of this cabling system here, the flight wire. They can change pretty much everything on the sneaker and make it look really, really fly. So I like it. Now let's talk a little bit about center of gravity. What exactly is center of gravity, and what in the world does it have to do with the design of this sneaker? There's a lot behind this. It gets really technical, it gets really sciencey, really, really fast, and I'm not going to get into the really crazy details of center of gravity, but at a very high level, a center of gravity is an imaginary point in anything that has mass, an object. My body, these shoes, anything. It's basically the place where the total weight of an object is balanced. So in the human body, for instance, it's believed that the center of gravity is actually a little bit above the waist, because we tend to be heavier on top than on bottom. So to evenly distribute the weight, our center of gravity is actually a little bit above the weight to compensate for the lack of weight that our bottom half has as opposed to our top half. But it all has to do with balance. It all has to do with evenly distributing the weight from one space to another space so that you constantly are in a really, really nice balanced state. And in this sneaker, of course, with the bigger Eclipse plate and with the 2 zoom units in the sneaker, this sneaker is designed to keep your center of gravity right in the center as much as possible. It's designed to keep you very balanced. Now, like I said, that's a really short version of what center of gravity is, but I'm not going to bore you guys with all that today. But again, that is the inspiration behind this sneaker, and the colorway itself being center of gravity for the inaugural sneaker, I believe is dope. I believe it might have been Seth Fowler or somebody that said that this actually was a tech pack colorway. A tech pack is actually a random colorway that a sneaker designer comes up with just to basically show off what the sneaker can do. Apparently it came out really dope. Jordan Brand decided to make it a thing, and they actually released the tech pack colorway before they released all the other colorways that are getting ready to come out. It's pretty dope. But with all that out of the way, with all that said, now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about the Air Jordan 35 center of gravity. Are these ones that you guys tried to add into your collection? Are you still trying to get your hands on them? Prices are not that high right now, maybe because they didn't have a lot of hype behind them. We do have the fragments that are coming out soon. Those are probably going to have a little bit more hype. Let me know if you guys are going to try to get your hands on these either in this colorway or another colorway. Or are these a big hard pass for you? Let me know. Why or why not? Sound off down below. Of course, right down in the comments, you know what to do. Click that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you, I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 35 Center of Gravity, and until next time, I'm out.